Welcome back, everybody, to the Book of Enoch series. We started this just a week or so ago, and we have accumulated a large number of views, 2.6k, which is incredible. So thank you, everybody that's shown interest in that. Subscribers has leapt up as well. So many of you are very interested in the Book of Enoch. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I am not. My series are more about discovery for me, and along the way, discovery for you as well. So perhaps some of you logged on thinking that you're going to get an expert analysis of this, but no, you're joining me on the same journey that you want to take part in. So please feel free to continue joining me on that journey. So it's I don't know what it is about the Book of Enoch. Perhaps it's the fact that its accessibility isn't as great as the Bible's, or just the concept of it has grasped people's interest. I don't know, but it is a interesting book. Now, chapter 3 that we're going to go into here, probably chapter 4 as well, just to get through this, is the fallen angels. This is the topic that caused a rift, really, as to why it was taken out of canonical Bible text. So we're going to delve into that. But before I do, I'm just going to share that, just the other night, I watched the movie Noah, and I tried to watch it before I started down this path, and I couldn't get into it. I found it really, it was far-fetched. To me at the time, felt far-fetched. I don't know, it wasn't doing anything for me. But since doing this and having done the Genesis series and just come off Noah's story and leading into the fallen angels of the Book of Enoch, the movie Noah actually delves into that quite a bit, which is interesting. So if you haven't seen it, or you have seen it but it didn't sort of like float with you. Float, Noah's Ark. If it didn't work with you, give it another go, and see what you think. That is my dishwasher. It is going beep, beep, beep. Everything is out to disturb me on this video. I was just starting this video sort of like a few minutes ago, and I got a phone call on my phone, which is what I recorded on. Yeah, so, okay. Shush. Let me get on with it. Thank you very much. You watch as a cat jumps up and starts interrupting me next. So if you can, give the Noah film another go, because when you delve into Enoch and you delve into Genesis, that movie suddenly becomes less far-fetched, even though it does seem crackers at the time. Give it a go. So let's move on to chapter 3, Fallen Angels. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. Now, I believe the general rule for angels was, you don't need wives, you don't need children, you are enough. But these angels saw what man had, and they wanted it, so they took it. And Semjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear ye will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing. Then swear they all together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. And they were in all 200, who descended in the days of Jared, on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it. Now, I heard something the other day that there have been like over 190 craters found around the area that this is suggesting, that kind of marries up with the 200 strong angels. I've heard people debunk it by saying, oh, it was meteorites or whatever, and I suppose if you are not into the story, or you don't believe, then meteors might be the most obvious thing, something that falls as a celestial body. But why couldn't it be angels? Why not? The fact is, you don't know, I don't know. We have to trust or have faith, and we have to decide what we believe, and that's up to each one of us. So there we go. Anyway, diverting again. And these are the names of their leaders: Samlazaz, their leader, Araklaba, Ramil, Kokablel, Tamlel, Ramlel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakijal, Asael, Amaros, Batarel, Ananel, Zaklel, Samsapil, Satarel, Turel, Jomjael, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. I could have called one of them Steve. I mean, would have been easier to roll off the tongue. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose for himself one. And they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. And they taught them charms and enchantments, and the cutting of roots, and made them acquainted with plants. And they became pregnant, and they bare great giants, whose height was 3,000 ells, who consumed all the acquisitions of men. And when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. Now we worked out that an L was the length of the bottom of the elbow to the top of the hand, or top of the hand. So if they're 3,000 L's, my goodness, these babies grew. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't supposed to happen, was it? And they start to devour mankind because they're still hungry. I would be hungry if I was 3,000 L's tall. And they began to sin against birds and beasts and reptiles and fish, and to devour one another's flesh and drink the blood. Then the earth laid accusation against the lawless ones. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of an antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all colouring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. So it says, I mean, it basically sounds like these angels that lusted after human females just turned the world into like this hedonistic death orgy, or just a horrible place. Semjaza taught enchantments and root cuttings, Armoros the resolving of enchantments, Barakijal taught astrology, Kokabel the constellations, Ezekiel the knowledge of the clouds, Arachiel the signs of the earth, Shamsiel the signs of the sun, and Sariel the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 3. So that was the fallen angels. They came, they saw, they did bad things. So we'll move on to chapter 4. Intercession of angels. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth made without inhabitant cries, the voice of their crying stopped to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious, and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou, and all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were in heaven, which men were striving to learn, and Samlazaz, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And there's that washing machine again, dishwasher. Have we got one more? There we go. And it's finished. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying out, making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have descended and cannot cease because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou dost suffer them. And thou dost not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. So the four angels, Gabriel and Raphael and Michael, They've gone to God and basically said, look what is going on. How can this be? What can we do? Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One spake, and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. So even in this, the Book of Enoch is telling us about Noah's side of things, and that God chose him. And again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in Dudael, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into the fire. So is Azazel Satan? Or is he just one of... I mean, is the term like the devil or Satan, is it... Makes me wonder if it's not just one, but maybe more than one corrupted fallen angel, or a watcher, as it were. And this is something else. You seem to have different grades of angels. You've got watchers, cherubim, like that, the high angels, like Gabriel and that, or isn't messenger angel. So that's it, yeah. There's a lot to unpack from it when you're learning about the hierarchy of angels, because I mean you sort of. When you're learning about in Sunday school about angels and God and what have you, you learn about the Archangel Gabriel, or yeah, that's about it. That was the only angel that I could think of when I was younger. Archangel Gabriel. I didn't have a list of angels names and that. You heard about Lucifer and Michael and what have you, but this is unpacking a lot. It's going again. Okay. Yeah, so he's told them to bind Azazel and cover him and put him in the pit, effectively. And heal the earth which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. That was interesting. And that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed. Does that mean that some others survived the flood? Which would make more sense, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. But Noah was the particular chosen. And to Gabriel said the Lord, proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of the watchers from amongst men. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For length of days shall they not have, and no request that they make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go bind Samlazaz and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them in all their uncleanness, I suppose it's the same. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is for ever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from henceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy all the spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children, and all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, or tilled, and shall all be planted with trees, and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it, and the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanness that is wrought upon the earth destroy from off the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all nations shall offer adoration, and shall praise me, and all shall worship me. And the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send upon it from generation to generation and forever. And in those days I will open the store chambers of blessings which are in the heavens, so as to send them down upon the earth over the work and labour of the children of men. And truth and peace shall be associated together throughout all the days of the world, and throughout all the generations of men. Before these things Enoch was hidden, and no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden, and where he abode, and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the watchers, and his days were with the holy ones. And I, Enoch, was blessing the Lord of majesty and the King of the ages, and lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go declare to the watchers of the heaven who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place, and have defiled themselves with women, and have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives. Say to them, ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace, nor forgiveness of sin. And inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones shall they see, and over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall make supplication into eternity, but mercy and peace shall ye not attain. And Enoch went and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. A severe sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught. and because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men. Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Lord of heaven. So let me step back a little bit here. This is pretty telling that Enoch was used in such a way. I mean, in Genesis it does say that Enoch walked with the holy ones, and he walked with God. So that was in Genesis. That was Genesis 6, I think. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was earlier in that, Genesis 5. I'm not sure. Yeah, Genesis 5, because it was reading off the names of Adam's line, and they mention Enoch and how he walked with the earth. So this is why the two books run side by side, and you feel like this, you can understand why in the Ethiopian Bible it's still there. It makes sense. And in fact, when you read the Bible in chronological order, everything lines up a lot more than when you read it out of chronological order. It kind of, you're jumping from point to point at some stages. If you read it in chronological and you add this in, and everything becomes clearer. But yeah, Enoch was held in high regard for him to go to the Watchers or the fallen angels and say, look, you guys are messed up, and God he's coming for you. For from henceforward they could not speak with him, nor lift up their eyes to heaven for shame of their sins for which they had been condemned. Then I wrote out their petition and the prayer in regard to their spirits and their deeds, individually, and in regard to their request that they should have forgiveness and length. And I went off and sat down at the waters of Dan, in the land of Dan, to the south of the west of Hermon. I read their petition till I fell asleep. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions fell down upon me. And I saw visions of chastisement, and a voice came bidding me to tell it to the sons of heaven and reprimand them. And when I awaked, I came unto them, and they were all sitting gathered together, weeping in Abel's jail, which is between Lebanon and Senesar, with their faces covered. And I recounted before them all the visions which I had seen in sleep, and I began to speak the words of righteousness, and to reprimand the heavenly watchers. And that is the end of chapter 4. So, as I say, Enoch was held in high regard by God in order to pass on the word from on high. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it is. It's really interesting. And I mean, some of you might be listening to this and think, if you've actually made it this far for that matter, some of you might be listening to this and thinking, this is just too far-fetched. That's exactly the reason why it was taken out of many of the Bibles. There was the fear of it being too far-fetched. The other fear, and this was from the Jewish side, was that the Book of Enoch, as you go through it, it leads to a Messiah. It leads to Jesus. And of course, for the Jewish that don't believe that the Messiah has come, it didn't fit into their their way of things. So it made more sense for them to take it out. It doesn't work for them. So yeah, there's many reasons why it was not still in the Bible, but it's part of it, and I think that we can tell that, we can see that, and it gives us a bigger insight into the angels and the watchers. And yeah, I mean, as we go through, maybe we'll learn more about what the types of angels are, because it's fascinating. It really is. Maybe we'll learn more about the hierarchy of heaven, or what apocalypses are to come, and I don't know. I past this point, I don't know what's to come, and that's what makes a good journey. Finding out new information step by step. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for making it this far in the video, if you have. And I will see you next time for chapters 5 and chapter 6. I'm going to try and work 2 of them out at the time, assuming they're not exceptionally long. These were both longer chapters today than I anticipated. Chapter 5 looks pretty chunky. Chapter 6 is short. Okay, we can do chapter 5 and chapter 6 next time. But yeah, thanks again. Thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and keep watching these videos. And if you've just come straight into the Book of Enoch series, please take a look at my Bible journey that I'm doing as well. If for no other reason, I mean, most of you are already probably fully aware of your Bible and the stories within it and what have you. If for no other reason than questioning what I'm saying or answering what I'm saying, give me your thoughts and your ideas on it, because I can talk all day long about this. I've made the video last over half an hour, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think. Yeah, so till next time, take care of yourselves, and God bless.